You don't go through nursing school or through med school or through years of clinical training to get replaced by the technology that you could have been building. But that's exactly what's going to happen to a lot of clinicians over the next few years, unless they make a move that most of them don't even know is available to them. Hi, I'm Jennifer Rist. I'm an AI certified healthcare product leader. I've spent years launching multi-million-dollar platforms, clinical analytics tools, SaaS platforms, products built on machine learning and generative AI. And in the last 2 years, one of the most common conversations that I've had with clinicians, meaning nurses, physicians, clinical analysts, is that they are watching AI transform their daily workflows. And they're asking the same question. Is there a way to be on the other side of this? And the answer is an absolute yes. And you are more than qualified than you think. Here's what the healthcare AI industry is quietly desperate for right now. People like you who actually understand what happens in a hospital. Not engineers, not MBAs, not career switchers who maybe read a few articles about healthcare or product management, but real clinicians. Because here's the problem that every healthcare AI company faces. They can hire brilliant engineers who have no idea what a nurse actually does at 3 a.m. They can hire smart product managers from other industries who've never looked at an EHR in their whole entire life. And those teams build products that don't get adopted. And it's because they don't understand the workflow that they are disrupting. You, in fact, you understand the workflow. You've lived it. That is not a small thing. That is the rarest asset in healthcare AI right now. So let me make this a bit more concrete, because I think a lot of clinicians picture product management as this vague corporate thing. A healthcare AI product manager is the person who sits between the clinical world and the technology world. You are the one who talks to the nurses on the cardiac unit. You're the one who understands exactly where the AI-generated alert is coming from, or creating friction instead of reducing it. You're the one who can tell the engineering team, this recommendation engine fires, maybe at a wrong moment in the workflow. And here's why. And here's what needs to change. You're the one who can walk into the room with a chief medical officer and speak their language. That translation between clinical reality and that technical possibility is the core of this healthcare product management role. And right now, almost nobody doing that job has come from the clinical side, which means the people who do make that crossing are immediately valuable in a way that's so hard to replace. I've seen clinicians successfully make this transition. I've also seen people struggle. The difference usually comes down to 3 core things. The first one is clinical credibility and product language. So your clinical background is your foundation, but you need to be able to translate it into product thinking. That means understanding concepts like product roadmaps, user stories, stakeholder alignment, and go-to-market strategy. Not because you are abandoning your clinical identity, but because you are expanding it. A second area is functional AI literacy, not engineering. So you don't need to be able to build a machine learning model. You need to understand what AI can and cannot do, and be able to understand it well enough to ask the right questions, to spot when a model's outputs don't match clinical reality, and communicate that risk clearly. That's a learnable skill, and your clinical judgment is the foundation for all of that. A third area is one real-world project. So The number one thing that unlocks doors in this transition is evidence, a case study, a process improvement that you led, a workflow you documented and improved, something that shows that you think like a product person, not just talk about it. It doesn't have to be even a full product launch. It just has to be something that's real. A fourth area is, let's get honest. I want to be direct about something. This transition is not fast. It's not a 30-day boot camp, and it's not for everyone. Because maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're someone on the clinical side that really enjoys being at the patient bedside. So there's no fault of that. But I want to give you tips and opportunities if you're looking for something else or something more. If you spent 10 years in the clinical care area because you love patient care, that's not failure. That's a calling, and a deep calling from every nurse that I've ever spoken to. And it's deeply valuable. But if you have been feeling the walls of your current role kind of closing in as AI reshapes your workflow in your world, if you were the person on your team who's already asking, why did they build it this way when a new system rolls out? If you think in problems and solutions, not just tasks, then you, in fact, might be closer than you think to maybe transitioning into a role like this. Because what healthcare AI companies cannot train for is the one thing that you already have. It's knowing what it actually feels like to be a clinician trying to do the right thing for a patient. Plain and simple. So in the next video, I'm going to walk through why nurses keep quitting and where they are actually going. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you've already been thinking about this transition and want to talk through your specific situation, there's a link in the description to book a call with me directly. I will see you in the next video.